series. Today we'll be reviewing The Accidental Adventurer, My Wilderness Years by Ben Fogle. Ben Fogle is an adventurer, a TV show host who's hosted shows like Extreme Dreams and was featured on the series Castaway. So he has a really action-packed life and has done things like rowing the Atlantic, walking to the South Pole, running across the Sahara. So he's done so many amazing things in his life, and I think it's great that he sort of made this book to recap all of the action and adventure he's gone through. So now I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite chapters from this book. The first one I'm going to talk about is chapter number 2, Finding Myself. So in Finding Myself, he spends a year in Ecuador meeting the people that he calls his second family throughout the rest of his life. And he goes to places like Managua, he goes to Potoxi, which is a mine. And so he sees the extremely dangerous conditions and is actually quite shocked by the fact that it's actually children who are mining there mainly. So it was also quite a moving experience for him, I think. The next chapter I'm going to talk about is chapter 3, where he's still finding himself. So in this chapter, he really just explores more about Latin and South America. He goes to Mosquito Coast for 6 months and lives there with the locals. I think that it was a good time for him to reflect and, have some independent thinking time. It also brought him a sort of new way of life and saw how the world worked in other places because, he is from Britain, so the way that the people in Mosquito Coast function, I think it was quite amazing to him. I think these 2 chapters are really building blocks and the foundation for the next really adventurous, action-packed and thrilling, chapters where he accomplishes all of these amazing things. But I think the one that I enjoyed the most was chapter 10. Chapter 10, he did the Viking run where he skated across Sweden. That was really enjoyable. It also showed his tenaciousness and his perseverance because throughout the competition, his ankles, his legs were so sore and he was like stumbling towards the end already like every minute. But he pushed through because he knew, if I'm just gonna stay out here in the middle of nowhere just ice skating, I think I'm really much better off just trying to reach the end. And the fact that he reached his end goal, even though he was not necessarily fast, actually the sign that it was the end of the course was literally being taken down when he reached. And I think that it again showed Ben Fogle's perseverance, problem solving. Even though he wasn't like the most successful person in the world, he always finished things, and whenever he started something, no matter how hard it was, he never pressed the tap out, the quit button. So I think that's really amazing. His life honestly was not built on many victories. It was just built on accomplishments. Because for him, he felt fulfilled just finishing something that was really hard to him when he first started it. And I think that that's a really influential part of his life. The next thing he did was he proposed to his wife Marina, and they had a kid, Ludo. And so I think that it also made him think a different way being a father, because everyone, when you become a father, you just have this little kid who you really love, and that it becomes your goal to protect him and give him the best childhood possible. So I think that also was a big influence on him. Ben Fogle, I really enjoyed his stories from this book. It's really amazing how in the start of the book, he was quite doubtful what he would do in his life. But then towards the end of the book, I think he was really getting into the midst of everything and, really starting to enjoy his time. So he's a really adventurous person It really is just such an amazing book, and I think that's one of the best ones I've reviewed in the series yet. I hope if you get a chance to get your hands on the book too, you'd enjoy it just as much as I did. Thank you for watching, and see you at my next destination.